Hello, man. So I noticed that something changed too. So I'm broadcasting. That now they're using some kind of different kind of broadcasting. It sounds like YouTube event or so. Вроде бы работает точно так же, как и до этого. Лия Мэй. Hello. Всем привет. Сегодня мы разберем, что у нас результаты нашего челленджа. Каждый получит фидбэк, потому что, я думаю, это будет всем интересно. So today we are going to have a look at the challenge, and now it's done, and we'll have a look at all the submissions, and everyone will receive feedback from me. And then, so I'll show you what I have done on my project. So let's start. From the very beginning. So, as we can see, this submission from Marshall. And I really like the idea. Unfortunately, it wasn't finished at all. Выглядит здорово, но, к сожалению, не закончено. Сложно сказать, что здесь еще можно было бы добавить, потому что это еще такой достаточно сырой набросок. Скорее всего, автор хотел добавить что-то вот здесь сбоку, какой-то сварочный аппарат. Но, к сожалению, не закончено. Unfortunately, it's not finished yet. For the next submission, so we can see another kind of drone on the wheels, with tracks, and it looks a bit like steampunk style. So, and this idea also wasn't finished, and as you will see further, so there will be more and more submissions with really cool ideas, but unfortunately not without final stages. I don't know why. So maybe people didn't have enough time to finish it. Anyway, I really like this idea, and I would advise this person to continue, and it could be like a beautiful masterpiece for a portfolio anyway. Выглядит здорово. Надеюсь, автор закончит, потому что идея самая хорошая. Выглядит как, не знаю, по мне выглядит как стимпанк. Единственное, может быть, в Забе что-то поправить. Но в текущем видео все супер. К сожалению, не закончено. So, it's the second and the last submission from Marshall, as we can see here. And As I can see, he finished high poly stage. Unfortunately, he didn't have time to finish the whole model, but anyway, so it could be one of the final places. Выглядит здорово, опять же не закончено. Сама идея крутая, как по мне, могло быть одно из финальных мест. Немного напоминает мне спутник, первый искусственный спутник Земли. Привет, Марк. Another cool idea, and I really like overall shapes of this work. It's not clear for me how it varies tools for this drone, about how to use it, and maybe we have some kind of welder tool on the bottom part, who knows. Unfortunately, wasn't finished also. Крутая идея. Непонятно, где расположен аппарат для сварки, но я могу предположить, что, возможно, он был где-то снизу. Сама идея офигенная. Такой необычный. Это похоже немножко на буржуйку. Такая буржуйка со сварочным аппаратом. So one more update from the previous work. Also looks great, so we can see really good decision for the wheel part. And also we can see more details. And now it looks like really something incredible. So I wish I would see this work in my final works. Выглядит здорово. Очень нравится подвеска, очень нравятся колеса, как все выглядит, больше деталей стало. Возможно, я бы усложнил сам корпус немного, или просто до него еще не дошли руки, потому что очень детализирована нижняя часть. И здесь мы видим детализацию, а сам корпус выглядит как коробок. Может быть, автор это доработает. So we can see one more work. So also it's really great that the author told us animations about how it works, how it opens its hands. And I really appreciate everyone who is trying not only to create something, but to tell us about how it works. And so these kinds of animations are really good depictions of his idea. So hopefully it will be finished, because previously I saw this work as a winner of this challenge, but unfortunately wasn't finished. We'll see like high poly stage, but that's all. Круто выглядит, очень здорово, что автор делает анимацию. Это очень наглядно. И сразу добавляет очень много плюсов в работе, да и сама работа выглядит достаточно интересно. К сожалению, не закончена. Вот. Мы еще увидим хай-поли этап этой работы, но, к сожалению, не закончена. So next work is from MJD. So here we can see legs and it's more finished look. I think also we'll see work in progress screenshot number 3, but that's everything what we have received from this author. I don't know why he decided not to finish it, because it looked interesting. Now it's not clear how it works, or maybe there is a lack of different sensors and different details on the front part. But anyway, so I really like these legs and overall shapes. Unfortunately, also wasn't finished. In Zen Puzzle. Really great idea. I'm not sure so where it was created, so it looks like it's something from SketchUp. At least there, so you can find such kind of shapes. And I really like the idea, and it looks compact. And also we can see two different of oxygen and something else here, so we can believe that it works. What I could say, so maybe I could change a bit shapes to make it not so symmetrical, because now it's 100% symmetrical and it's not really good. So maybe to change to have one leg instead of two, one arm, maybe something else, but so good shapes, unfortunately, wasn't finished. Здорово выглядит форма. В чем минус? Минус в том, что на текущий момент сейчас симметрично абсолютно. То есть если вы симметрия хороший инструмент для того, чтобы сохранить себе больше времени для каких-то творческих вещей, но не забывайте изменять некоторые вещи в симметрии. То есть, возможно, одну руку стоило бы убрать, что-то подвинуть, чтобы было где-то, чтобы вторая сторона отличалась где-то процентов на 20-30. Тогда оно выглядит в разы интереснее и выглядит так, как будто вы потратили на это больше времени. Данная работа тоже не была завершена. So some inspiration from summer. One of the final works, so we look further in the end. Also one of the final works. And here, so as we can see, it's the next whip stage. Previously there was an animation that is drawn. Now we can see high poly, and as for me, it's really strong, and it could be the winner of this challenge. Unfortunately, that's everything what we have. We have this beauty screenshot of high poly, and that's all. Maybe he didn't have enough time, who knows. Крутая работа. Мы видели анимацию перед этим. Сейчас это вот хай-поле. Выглядит здорово. Мог бы быть победителем конкурса. К сожалению, вот, не закончил. Желаю ему закончить и положить в портфолио, потому что работа действительно интересная. Плюс, если это будет с анимациями, то очень здорово. Как мы видим, люди тоже оценили. So the next work is from Jordan Moss. And I really like the production quality of this screenshot, because it looks like it's ready for production, and I don't know where it was done. As we can see, Fusion 360. And we can see really clean shapes, and everything is great. And it could be one of the winners also, but this artist stopped on the stage of concept. And it's also great. So maybe the whole idea is not very innovative or fresh, because it's like an ordinary drawing, but with a special tool. but it was done in a really good way, so very clean result. And unfortunately, so I would like to see game ready version, like to put this work in the winner row. Крутая работа. Человек решил остановиться на этапе концепта. Выглядит здорово, чисто, сделано в Fusion 360. Возможно, единственное, что меня здесь расстраивает, то, что сама идея, она достаточно слабая. Потому что сделано чисто, но если убрать вот эту вот часть, то это дрон такой прям... Ничто не отличает его от обычного дрона. Вот в чем дело. Такого китайского. Но, тем не менее, если бы здесь была игровая версия этой модели, то, я думаю, эта работа могла бы быть одной из работ победительницы этого конкурса. So again, the winner work. So and that's all. So as we can see, a lot of submissions, and now we are really close to the final awards. And it's the first place. So as it's here, so let's discuss it. So the work is really great. I really adore the quality of textures and overall shapes, and we can say that this model is unique and it's close to descriptions and rules from this challenge. And also this work can be even better, as for me. And now for me, so I have a couple of questions for this work. One question is about this dark parts. So why they are not painted, and we can see that they are like everywhere. So they are holding these small doors, but why they are not painted, it's like a big question for me. Maybe I would add one more color here, so maybe it could be something dark, just to mix it with this yellow, because almost everything is yellow. And here we can see that this is really good accent. So what can be improved? One more color and maybe some maybe lights here, I don't know, just to have these areas of interest on this model. So maybe something on the hands. But also we can say almost nothing, because this work is great, it's finished. And I really like these presentations without any ingredients, just color, and it's always a good choice if you're trying to come up with something interesting. So like choosing one color for the background is always a good choice. So first place, my congratulations. Заслуженное первое место, потому что человек взял, придумал идею, она уникальная, он закончил, затекстурил и успел вовремя. Вот, это для всех тех, кто захочет участвовать еще в конкурсе, потому что, как мы видим, много людей начинало, но не все закончили, поэтому шансы были вообще велики у каждого, кто брал участие в этом конкурсе. Что бы я добавил? Так, мне не совсем понятны вот эти вот навесы на дверцах, почему они не покрашены. Вот. Я бы добавил еще какой-то второй цвет чтобы не все было желтым. Тут есть какие-то, конечно, попытки декалей, но все равно хотелось бы какого-нибудь черного добавить или темного. Я думаю, можно взять пример со строительной техники. У них тоже такой большой микс, там 80% какого-нибудь яркого желтого, оранжевого и 20% черного. Вот, и еще добавил бы какие-нибудь огоньки здесь. То есть вот это вот, чтобы сделать заднюю часть более интересной. А так, отличная работа, заслуженно. So let's go further. So it's the work from the third place. So I can say like good job, really a good idea and really believable as for me, because you have everything like for routing. What can be improved? I don't like the background because of these radial gradients. I'm not sure so why it was done in this way. Also, render is a bit dark because we can see here like really dark places. So it's not a good idea like to render to set up light in that way that in which everything will be true contrast. So be careful with lighting and contrast because now it's like a bit out of frames. What else? Not clear so how these cables are connected with the main part. And also I have some questions for the wireframe because I'm not sure so that on this part you need so then these lines, and I believe that you can reduce poly count on this model significantly, especially on the legs, because it's not clear so why it was added, for example, here or here, because it's just simple shapes, nothing difficult. But that's great that the work is finished. My congratulations with third place. Отличная работа, отличное попадание в техническую задачу. 2 баллона. Мы можем поверить, что это все работает. Рендер выглядит так себе. Бэкграунд, особенно вот эти вот радиальные круги, это как по мне ужасно. Вот этот вот черный, который черный, так лучше не делать. То есть такие контрастные изображения. Потому что в итоге выжигаются цвета и теряется вообще вся информация с этих мест. Не совсем понятно, как кабели здесь соединены, что это вообще, ну, то есть куда она уходит. Вот. И не совсем понятно, как сетка здесь вообще, то есть почему ее так много, почему здесь нарезано, потому что всего лишь обычные боксы, судя по формам, но почему автор решил здесь добавить, у меня только лишь догадка о том, что он не совсем в курсе оптимизации игровых моделей, вот такая мысль закладывается. Но, тем не менее, работа была завершена, вот, и поэтому она попала на призовое 3-е место за счет хорошей идеи и законченного вида. So also we can see this concept from Crazy Boris, and it's more like Kid Bash. I'm not sure how it was created, a bit crazy. I'm not sure that it's like a good connection for X, but it could be something interesting. Unfortunately, it wasn't finished, and it's the only submission during the whole challenge. Выглядит интересно. Человек накидбашил хай-поле, и мне не совсем понятно, как крепятся ноги, потому что как-то выглядит все слабовато, не очень правдоподобно. Но верхняя часть, она заслуживает внимания. Вот здесь мы видим достаточно много интересных форм. К сожалению, не было закончено. Также мы видим вот на одной здесь у него рука, а здесь сварочный аппарат, что достаточно любопытно. So the next work is the second place for the challenge, and the good thing is I like these organic shapes and how it's close to the idea, because so during when I was thinking about starting this challenge, I was reading the book which is called Dune by Frank Herbert, and from there, so I got this idea with welded bone. And in this book, the main hero, so he took the name of one creature which is called Moadib. So, and it's small, and as I could guess, so it's this Moadib, so the main hero from this book. And also really great implemented idea of the welder tool and organic shapes, and also I think there's some kind of solar panels like for the energy. So everything is great. So the only drawback of this work is that the texture stage is quite rough, so we can see only like color separation, material separation, and some small bolts, and that's all. So it could be the first place, so 100%, but the texture stage unfortunately wasn't finished. Так, сильно не укладывался по времени. Так. Обязательно доведу до конца. Да, второе место, вот. Работа отличная. Попадение в идею почти 100%, очень подходит ко вселенной Дюны. Единственный момент — это то, что на этапе текстур, как мы видим, автор пишет, что у него не хватило времени, чтобы закончить эту работу. Но так работа выглядит просто очень круто, как со стороны идеи, так и ее реализации. То есть очень много удачных решений. So, and I think it was one of the final works. Unfortunately, this person didn't take any prize places. And so what I can say about this work? I think it's a good idea to mix different shapes, and I can guess that this work was more like an experiment, because here we can see like hard surface and organic shapes, and here we can see this kind of mix. But I'm not sure that the realization of this idea is good, or maybe it's just not finished, because it looks quite an interesting on these screenshots. But with textures, it looks really like something not finished. Yeah. It reminds me maybe some ocean creature or so. So they also just need to add more details and to implement better its idea. because it looks interesting, but I think that the main idea is not finished, because we can see strong points and strong shapes. It's more like kit bash and about like trying to mix different things, and it's really good practice like on the concept stage, but this idea is not finished for me, so that's it. So that's why it took the place number 4. And as you know, this person took the 2nd place on the previous challenge, so it means that he is quite skilled. So the weak point is just idea, because the idea is not finished. The model is great, but the idea not. Работа с 4-го места выглядит хорошо. Выглядит хорошо вот на этом этапе, как что-то интересное, как сочетание твердотельных и органических форм. Вот. Есть даже описание, что для чего, что достаточно любопытно. Вот. И, к сожалению, непонятно, то есть работа не была доработана на этапе идеи. То есть мы видим, что автор пытался сочетать эти формы, но технически это не выглядит убедительно. То есть и непонятно вообще, почему они такие, эти формы. То есть я бы понял, если бы этот дрон, к примеру, был сварен из каких-то запчастей кустарным способом, тогда да. На текущий момент это выглядит, сама идея выглядит незавершенной. Выглядит как какое-то океаническое создание, и такие цвета такие любопытные. Но в любом случае человек завершил, и даже у него была возможность занять призовое место. Hello, Sergey, greetings from Germany. So I streams about the model where I base my project for my university. I got the best grade. Thank you very much. So you're welcome. You're welcome. So there are a lot of videos, and I believe that you can find something interesting. Hope to see your work. So I'm just curious about what work took the best grade in the university. So also we received one more work at the end of the challenge, and it's some kind of line drawing, and I'm sure that implementing of this welder tool is really great. But anyway, and also it reminds me some flying vehicle for the head crab, and if this person could finish this challenge in time, so maybe it could be one of the prize places, who knows. So that's all about challenge and about final works for 4 final submissions. Among 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. So that's okay. So, and as you can see, it's not very hard to win in such kind of challenges, because a lot of submissions, but only from 20 to 30% of people could finish it. Все отлично. 12 людей поучаствовало. Как мы видим, 4 прислали свои финальные работы. Как мы видим, практически любой участвующий имел шанс занять призовое место, поэтому никогда не стесняйтесь участвовать в таких конкурсах. Это отличный шанс получить хорошую работу в портфолио. В при благоприятном стечении обстоятельств и отличной идеи, это также еще шанс получить какие-то деньги, на которые можно купить какие-нибудь плагины для блендера или еще для чего-то. Судя по челленджу, скорее всего, я думаю, я поменяю формат, и они будут просто меньше размером. То есть, возможно, не все этапы от идеи и до готовой модели, потому что не все могут участвовать, к примеру. Кто-то не верит в то, что он может прям сам идею придумать. Мы можем отдельно разбить как концепты или сделать модель по уже готовому концепту. Вот, я буду думать в эту сторону. В любом случае, участвуйте, наполняйте свои портфолио хорошими работами, ведь это самое важное вообще. Важнее даже, чем работа, чтобы получить самые прекрасные предложения с рынка. So that's all about challenge. So the next challenges will be smaller and about some particular areas like concepts or only game dev models based on existing concepts. Like just to involve more people, because not everyone could afford to spend time or like 1 week or so, like to take part in such challenge, but like a couple of days for challenge would be okay. So that's why I will make challenges smaller, and maybe they will be more frequent. So we'll see. What about our modular environment? Let's come back to the jungle. So, unfortunately, I got ill a couple of weeks ago with this coronavirus, and I didn't have time and energy to work on my own project. So, but anyway, I'm trying to explore materials in Unreal Engine and to create my own library. And I think that I can show you a couple of good ideas from Unreal Engine 4 from this project. Есть ли идеи на следующий челлендж? Я думаю, это будет что-то достаточно простое. Спасибо за конкурс. Больше времени. Да, тоже надеюсь. Почему не на русском? Не на русском, потому что нас смотрят не только в России. Hello, Marshall. Glad to see you. So, unfortunately, I haven't seen a final submission of your drone. So, it could be the second place. Maybe even the first one. But unfortunately, no. So, the next time, I'm waiting for something incredible from you. And 100% it should be finished. So what interesting I was doing. So I was working on materials, and now my question is connected more with the glass material, because now it's very complicated according to the instructions. So it doesn't look scary on the material graph. But as we can see, so there are a hell number of instructions, and as we can see, 888, and it looks like really bad idea, like to put this material into a project, because it could be really expensive for your performance. And now I'll show you why it's so heavy and what you could create using this material. So I think in the end it will be up to optimization stage. It will be around maybe 500 instructions. Где проводят конкурсы? Конкурсы проводят на Discord-канале. Ссылочка внизу, можно подключаться и участвовать, когда они проходят. So let's have a look at the glass material. So now, as you can see, so we have this some kind of Fresnel, some normal, some opacity changes, and what interesting could be created from this shader. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Normal intensity, normal tiling. Also, it's great to control the Fresnel, and it's connected to refraction modes. And we can create different various effects. We can create some kind of frozen glass or so. Or we can create some kind of ice and different variants of transparent glasses and so on. It looked really great, but it's really expensive. Opacity. I'm just not sure that this kind of shader could be used for VR. Yeah, cool triangle patterns, and also you can see here texture parameters, so it means that you can use other patterns. What else? So what else? So we can use blur factor function to receive some kind of milky glass. That's how it was called. 1 second, we need to wait, compiling shaders. Also, I have created the metal material. We can switch between painted metal and the ordinary one. So as we can see now, so let's turn off the pattern. So it always takes some time. I noticed that any changes and any experiments with master material in glass, they take some time. Yeah, now we can see. I think we could remove this effect. And also we can change this effect about what we can see behind. And I think from this master material, so I'll be able to create a lot of instances with translucency effect. So, and now I just need to optimize this shader a bit, and I think it's connected with some settings here. I think it was about screen space reflection and volumetric non-directional, so it's automatically would save some instructions, but we can say that it looks really different. So let's have a look. So when I'm trying to save this monster shader, so I just need to wait for a couple of moments always. So, but as we can see like 110 instructions. Here we can see this effect of milky glass, but overall look so it's not glass anymore, so it doesn't look believable. So that's why I'll try different variants to find a good combination between optimization and performance and how it looks in the engine. So and also I am thinking about creating one more material for VR, and you could see the link here about high quality human glass for VR, and it's a really great video. So when I'm thinking about adding one more material for people who will be using this pack for their VR projects, and it will be anyway. So, and they will be able just to replace this expensive material for PC with their own, with this low performance glass. And yesterday I was working on the shader which is connected with in-hub decals. There is a special texture with different lines and stripes, and I finished on the moment. there is some tricky thing, because here we can see master decal shader from this decal, and also we can see, so I'll show you how it works. For example, I finished on the shader with number 2 here. And what we should do, I should create, for example, number 3, place it here, open. Now we have I have special parameters about like moving on this add-ons. So now we have number 3. So, and like with using these 4 different parameters, I can move and crop something from this texture. So it means that I don't need to use like a big amount of small textures like for every decal. So maybe it's not very convenient, for example, if we want to place this sign, so we need to adjust a bit. So not like in case with square textures, but anyway. So I think it's a good optimization way, like about how to place everything in one material and still keep in one texture. What else is great about this? Yeah, a bit squished because you need to adjust actual size. As for me, I think the good idea is to place this master material in a scene. For example, here, and make it subtle. Something like this. So, and after that, so you can just place it here and adjust scale for every decal and keep it somewhere in the scene, and just then copy it past it from this place. So anyway, it's much better than, for example, to keep a lot of textures, a lot of separate textures. What else is great about this material is that, for example, it's here we can see some kind of noise. And no matter how you scale these iron space industries, so you can see this opacity noise here. And for example, if you are moving it, so it's still here. And it means that you can create some unique scenes. What is also great, that for example, I think you are familiar with this problem, so when you are trying to touch with the decals, for example, you touch walls, and you're receiving something strange, some lines, like for example here. But here the noise, it's in 3D space. And for example, if we increase their intensity, so no matter how it's placed, and if you even receive it on other surfaces, so anyway it will work great. here and here. So also I can adjust some different parameters of this noise, but I think it's really good idea for details of any kind of even decals, because of this opacity noise, so you can avoid different problems. So I'm just cutting like the master material on the separate pieces. And I think there will be wrong maybe from 30 to 40 material instances based on the master material. But in this way, so I could create you could create different variety of signs, lines, and other things. It's also great for example, if you want to place one decal over another decal because they're using the same space and it means that they're using the same noise. And that's why when you're placing it like here, so it won't be strange actually. Just for example, it could be line. Like here. And anyway, it looks believable. What else? What else interesting I can show you? So actually now I have 8 materials, 8 main materials, and I'm not sure that there will be a separation between plastic and rubber, so it will be just as a master material for non-metallic surfaces, like here is for the steel. So for painted or not painted, so the same will be for plastic and rubber, because there are like not big difference between them. So maybe just different noise patterns. So that's all what I'm doing now. So not any new elements. So I'm just experimenting in different ways about how to make procedural metal interesting, or about how to optimize decals, or how I would like to place it in my project. And I'm just doing different researches, trying different things. Unfortunately, not so many information could be found on the YouTube. So there are just some basic things mostly. And so you need to learn how to use basic things and then how to create something more interesting about how to connect different elements in something more complicated. And I think from this side, all these materials, so they will be interesting for people, for artists who are looking for some examples of interesting procedural materials in Real Engine 4. What else? All the matches are almost ready. I just have to add around maybe 20 elements. And after completing materials, all this, so there will be 7 master materials, so I will be really close to the final, because everything what I have to do is just to create the level, to add a couple of elements, maybe some additional works on the UVs, because anyway people will bake light and I just need to have like some kind of UVs for every model. So the way you place details in areas that need them, and also the glass material seems to really make it stand out, which is great. Yeah, it makes it stand out, and I really could agree that a lot of things can be done just having this small library. So because previously I saw all my materials from, and especially from the previous part, so they were rather simple because I was green with Unreal Engine 4 and I was caring too much about these instructions and other things. So now I'm more brave, like to deepen more in this topic. And as I noticed, so there is nothing scary about trying something new. And for example, when you are combining new shader, new material in Unreal Engine 4, in most cases you don't know, so is it the optimal way about how you can create this or that? Or maybe there are some special rules about that I should use this and don't use this. So yeah, so anyway, so there are some rules. But also you can believe me that inside every game project, everything is not so perfect. Models are not perfect, materials are not perfect, so they're just they were created to work. So some materials were created for specific cases, so just for that project. So, and if you are trying to create your own materials for your needs, so there is nothing wrong, so you just can do whatever you want. And so if it works in your game, so if it's okay for performance, so you can create whatever you want. So if it's close to your needs, so everything is legal. So, and just watch tutorials, so try something, so, and like to develop this knowledge about some materials works. Actually, I don't know everything about how it works inside some different shaders, because some parts and some ideas I took from some videos and from some other guys, but I can say that it's not, so you don't need to know everything like 100%. So if you just copied something from somebody's shader, so, and if it works, so everything is okay. So if performance is okay, so it's legal. And inside every game project, so everything is not perfect. And as you know, for example, from really big titles, so when people are creating some levels and environments, so if so they're just adding more and more things, so, and when the location is ready, so they are just counting this performance, and if everything something is stand out from this performance frame, so they're just starting to cut some things here, some things there. So I'm talking mostly about some console games. So, and if they receive, for example, 60 FPS, so nobody cares about so what's going on inside this level, so what models were used, optimized or not optimized, what kind of shaders, so it's just done. Because there are so many scenes which can be where you can put a lot of time, so it's just terrible. So you can't make everything perfectly, or you can do a good job. For example, this pixel, so I'm creating it and keeping in mind different things, because I can understand that some people will use it for different cases, but still, so I can't guess any ways about how people will decide to use it. So and still they will be able to adjust everything for them. Yeah, that's gonna be for a sale. Yeah, Marshall, you're right. So just get out of the comfort zone, try some new things, because like from time to time, so I'm still not very confident with my knowledge about what I'm doing inside Unreal Engine 4, but every time I can see that this time I did more, so and that's why I can see my progress. So that's only thing which matters. I have a few questions I would like to ask you those past days. I tried to mimic your workflow, but I have some wonders. So you're welcome. So you can ask me while I'm putting new numbers. Maybe not very interesting, but again, it should be done. In order to make BTX export work. Oh, sorry, second message. Do you use decal machine as a decal placer, or do you just use its tools as helper for placing, editing decals and trimming? Also, when you export a module mesh from Blender, do you have to merge it in order to make a BTX export work? I think BTX is some kind of add-on which I'm using for batch export models. So about decal machine, so as for me, it's a great tool for creating this decal plate, and it's a good tool for placing this decal, so it's possible, but I'm just using Eternal Blender tool for placing ordinary decals. I'm using decal machine for placing lines. For example, I was placing these by hands, and all these lines were just cut by the decal machine, because there is a great tool where you can just stick one object into another object, so then the line will be generated and you could place it on the right place manually. Unfortunately, I'm not able to use a decal machine 100% because inside decal machine, so he's using a special system of matching materials, because and it works really great for inside Blender. But if you're trying to export it to the game engine, so everything everything is more complicated, and I'm not sure that I can implement it 100%. So it's a great tool for creating these plate with decals for placing, for some like helper. But unfortunately, and for example, for this decal, so I have two geometrical plates, and it's just impossible to place it or to cut it in this decal machine. So maybe he will show his own ways about how it's possible to export inside different engines, but it's just 100% it's possible to create something like this inside Unreal Engine without engine modifications, as we know. So, and that's why it's really great tool, but won't be used 100%, unfortunately. Create sheets and placing the decals by hand since the decal machine plays doesn't match the original maps used in Unreal Engine shader. Yes, and when you're trying to modify this material, so it doesn't work also. So, and I can understand that it's like question, also the question for me. I think I can adjust it. About the batch export from Blender, so everything was okay. I didn't combine anything. Maybe I didn't understand what do you mean by notched. So 6. And also I was asking people about how they are using the decal machine, so maybe I don't understand something, but it looks like it's a really rare case and people are using it for game dev models, and I'm really surprised by it. Maybe it will be. Yeah, this way it's much easier. So unfortunately it's a bit hard to move these numbers, but the good thing is that you need to do it only one time. I recently to switch in Blender, but still struggle a lot with simple things. Yeah, it was the same for me. So it's not easy, so don't listen to everyone who will tell you that it's like easy way, so you just can switch. I could switch in 1 week, so it's rubbish, so it's impossible. Maybe your previous knowledge was so small that you could do it. Цифры становятся более растянутыми, да. Все почему? Потому что он берет область, неважно какую, прямоугольную или квадратную, исходя из этих параметров, и растягивает ее на квадрат. Этого не избежать. Вот. Поэтому после того, как декаль была расположена, допустим, на поверхности, ее по-любому придется скейлить. это в любом случае будет немного на глаз. В этом нет ничего страшного, учитывая, как я вот говорил ранее, что можно сделать такую большую палитру из мастер-материала, сверху накидать декали, которые уже отдельно отрезанные, то есть их отмасштабировать аккуратно. Вот, тогда они будут примерно в одном размере, и потом просто с одной сцены в этой же сцене их просто тягать. И тогда все будет хорошего размера. Also, when I expect the matches do you win after applying the bevel modifier or just pray for them not being to destroy it? So the good thing about Blender is that after applying bevel modifier, so with UV almost everything is okay. And it's a miracle for me, and it could save a lot of time, because for modern, or when you are trying to bevel something, so it's 100% that you need to redo UVs, and that's all. But you can check that everything is maybe not perfect, not in every case, but 95% that everything will be okay. And I'm not going to unwrap beveled models, so just without bevel modifier. Так. Мне не удалось ли найти аналога selection sets для Edge помимо Vertex Group? Честно сказать, нет. Но, видимо, это лишь потому, что я и не искал. Я таким не пользовался в мода. Я даже скажу больше, я не пользовался в мода фоллофами. Ну, почти не пользовался. Поэтому те люди, которые скорбят по фоллофам, они мне немного... Ну, как-то их беды обошли меня стороной. So you can do dynamic bevels based on angles and booleans as well. And if you don't like something, you can just remove the modifier. Yes, you can remove the modifier, so you can easily to adjust any model. So, and I even thinking about like including the master thing with Blender into the project for people, like just for to give them possibility about to change something quickly and to receive like new models. I'm not sure that it's 100% good idea, but anyway, as a possibility, it's really great. What's next? Question. Sure that it's possible to use the signs. I hate the scene when Unreal Engine is trying to add some numbers. Модульские флоуфы, так, штука замечательная. Частично решается аддонами. So the next one is exclamation. So I think I have this exit. So let's play something more interesting, for example, lines. Make something like this. So the first step is to move the right line in the left top corner. So in the second is to crop what is off. And the next will be, for example, line. So let's say it was line A. Really. Is it possible that you can show us the master material for the info details look like? It would be interesting to see what you did inside, if it's not a secret, of course. Yes, I'll show you. So, 1 second. Line dot. So we just need to set it. So inside the material, master material for decals. So now I'm not using a missile color, but maybe it would be a good idea to add this option. So what we have here. So it is a block for selecting, offsetting, and cropping from the atlas. I call it decal selection. This block is about box V projection, so about this noise, and this noise is three-dimensional. So, and everything else is really simple, some colors and some opacity mask. So, and you can see now, so when I am moving these nodes, so that they are already tiling and they are moving. So, and I really like this idea, how it looks like. So everything is really simple, so only 95 instructions. So you can use it in your project. Okay, now I have some problems, I think. Because I have a line, but I don't have the ordinary line. I think I just erased the previous version. So let's say we'll create this angle. На одном из прошлых стримов ты упоминал, что есть плагин, который позволяет задавать величину round edge, аналог модулского шейдера через значение edge. Можно сказать его название. Он называется One Second. Render barrel, I think. So just check this also and this name. Do you plan on letting any more parts of this paper or just declaring the ones you have? So I think I'll add around 20 parts, but mostly for what some parts which will be absent from the list, for what will be needed. So for the level, maybe some small boxes just to fill the space. So let's model some angles or corners. This one. So we need to offset. And then we need to cooperate. So now, for example, when we have this corner, we can scale it, and we can connect it with the main line. So like this. It's what actually I expected from these decals. And we almost don't see any connection here. This is decal shader, so you can create the parking area easily. Is there a limit on how many chaos actors can be in the scene at once? I think I read something about limit, but I'm not really sure. So I'm not sure that I have heard something like this. So sure, there must be like some logical limit. So you can't play them with millions. But overall, so I'm not sure that you can get up to this limit without some crazy ideas. So the next one is so, and I need to place this ink horizontal elements more. And also here will be maybe another kind of decals with some kind of dust and other thing. So let's try this one. It will be corner of A. So, and also we can see that something is wrong here because I'm touching another decal. So it is somewhere. Okay, so and what we can do here, so we can take controlling this. You can make loops, Control G, and then I believe that you can create some kind of crate here, so sure I'll check the shapes. But overall it's close to my idea. Uh, yeah, you can scale it according to this grid. There is this 45 degrees angle. So maybe not super convenient, but still, like, I think it worth it, like, for keeping everything on the one texture. So anything the last for today, Control V. Or not. So I think it's a bit different inside. Trying this maybe to just scale a bit to achieve this angle, but anyway. It's very close to my idea. So now it's complete mess everywhere, so different shaders, different details. It looks like a test area. Also, I was testing parallax occlusion mapping for transparent decals. And I noticed that parallax occlusion mapping is quite an expensive thing. And for example, in most cases, for example, for the previous Unreal Engine Marketplace project, so I was not using parallax occlusion mapping, but just because I didn't get how to set up it. Now I said it, but I added the possibility about how to turn on or turn off it, so I can show you. So let's save and let's check. So now we have this parallax occlusion mapping, and with having this Deezer multiplier number high, so it looks okay. So the higher it is, the bigger quality you can receive. And you can notice this noise effect when this number is low. But if you keep something like 4, so it's much clearer. But also if you want, for example, to disable it, it's not a big question. Couple of seconds. So for example, sure you can notice the difference, but actually from the distance it's not so significant. So that's why I decided I'm sure that, for example, VR projects will be able to use this parallax occlusion mapping. It's maybe not the most expensive possible thing for it, but if they are counting every frame, it can save somebody's project. So the whole month, I think from 3 to 4 weeks, up to 4 weeks. So I will be working on this project now full time. Maybe there will be more streams. So if I have what to show, and still a lot of things should be done. But anyway, so I think the result will be really great. Also, the project is time consuming. I think I have spent for 2 months now already. Yes, and I'm going to spend actually 1 month more. So I'm not sure that actually it will be so profitable on the marketplace, but anyway, it will be depicting my current level of knowing of Unreal Engine, so a good piece for my portfolio, and also it's like my, but we'll see. Do you need special maps for parallax mapping, or is it inside of the shader only? So you need the height map. So without it, it just won't work at all. that's all. So you just need to adjust some settings because it's not so. Уже можно будет посмотреть, пощупать. Я бы, наверное, даже не для своего проекта, а просто если бы мне это было интересно, я бы подобное что-то купил. В принципе, что я делаю? Я частенько беру паки на маркетплейсе, вот, и просто разбираю, как что там сделано. В основном мне люто не нравится, как делают люди с точки зрения оптимизации, но никто не заставляет вас брать именно все решения, надо брать только лучшее и нужное вам.